And how many times can I say the F word?
As many as you like,
right.
because we can edit anything.
A favorite sound effect.
A duck quack.
Gotcha. That's where this is gonna go. I want a David Lee Roth scream.
That's the
Welcome to Tony's Backstage Pass. This is a behind the scenes of the music industry where Tony strips back the curtain and shows you what really goes on. So tune in and tune up. It's gonna be a wild ride.
I'm here in Congo Square, which is one of the most iconic music places in an already amazing music city of New Orleans. You would think I was in Chicago. It's cold here today. I guess I've been in the South too long. I'm not used to it anymore, but I had to come out because when you're in a music city, again, the Backstage Pass, that's what we're all about here. Let's go out of our way, let's find these musical spots. You cannot find a better one than Armstrong Park with Congo Square. The musical heritage here in this city is unbelievable. With the Indians, with the jazz, I mean, it's all in this one place. And this is what I was saying before, and you'll hear me in other episodes talk about investing in music. You know, it's very important to preserve this culture that we have, and New Orleans is a great example of it. As musicians, we always get inspired, and we're also here to inspire the next generation. Music is energy, and it flows through us, and it goes from generation to generation, from Louis Armstrong to Fats Domino to Dr. John to Fred LeBlanc from Cowboy Mouth. All are from here in this city, and it's this gift that the New Orleans people give to the rest of the world. So when you're here, please pay homage, because they have invested a lot of their time, their heart, and their minds into this music. The Rockin' Bowl, New Orleans, an iconic place. You're the owner. Thank you so much for having us here. I can't wait to play this place.
Well, thanks.
This is a bucket list. Being a musician, you know about New Orleans. You know about the culture, and to a lot of musicians, this is a bucket list city.
Right.
To be, because the musicians here are no joke, and so much of the music industry is where we play. I always thought, that the people who own these types of venues, who give us this platform to be able to do what we love, I want to honor, that, because this is hard work.
Oh, thank you. It's appreciated. I mean,
Yeah.
it is a difficult business. There's people that have, over the years, they've come to me and they said, man, John, most places last 2 or 3 years.
Right.
He said, at the time this guy first told me that, he says, I mean, you've been going for around 10 years. And, now I'm going for 33 years,
33.
And there's not many places. I mean, right now in the city, I believe, Tipitina's and the Maple Leaf are the only ones that have been in existence longer. But it's been fun, and it was, I did not grow up in the music business. I always, loved, music, but when I got into the business, I bought an old bowling alley in 1988, and I knew nothing about bowling. The place was really a cool looking place. It had been built in 1941. I had done some catering, and so what I saw was not a bowling alley. I saw a catering hall that had bowling.
Okay.
And so I didn't come from a league background, and again,
I was gonna ask you
all
about
these
that,
things
yeah.
were an advantage that I didn't realize, because I had no preconceived notion about how a bowling alley should be run. And I saw I thought I saw a place where I could put a band on one side of the room, and there's a dance floor, and why couldn't I do wedding receptions and have a band, and they could be dancing, and they could also be bowling? Well, 33 years ago, I mean, they looked at me like I was nuts, saying that,
Right.
But now we do weddings pretty often, and
That's cool.
But that was the idea. I had no idea that it was a need for a live music venue on a regular basis. But it didn't take long before people and musicians were like begging me to play. So anyway, it was one of these things. I didn't know what I was getting myself into. I was landing in this place where I had all these great New Orleans musicians, and they were available, looking for a place to play. And my place became that place.
The vibe in this place is fantastic. The sound is fantastic.
Thanks.
And thank you so much. And if there's anything ever we can do to help, because we want you to stay in business, we want this place to be the iconic place in the future to the next generation.
Thank you all for being here, and I know you're going to enjoy the show tonight.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much. A pleasure to meet you.
My pleasure.
I had an IED go off right under my vehicle, popped the tires, shattered the windshield, and just shrapnel was everywhere. I have this window where I know something's not right. If I go past that window, I can go just completely off the rails. It's like being an actor in your own life. You're watching yourself do these things that you have no control over. You're watching yourself kind of self-implode almost. My heart was just beating like 1,000 miles an hour. Like, am I gonna die? It's like a darkness. It's hard to escape from. I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy.
For more information, please visit www.guitarsforvets.org. That's guitar with an S, the number 4, vets.org.
The video, that's not the center of the video wall. Look, your center's right here.
So here we are with Brian, Cowboy Mouth. I get to sit in with you guys today. Thank you for having me.
That's gonna be fun.
Yeah, we've done it a few times. The show you guys put on anywhere you play, you know what I mean? It's the party. I always tell guys, especially when they're in bands and stuff, I always use you guys as an example of, do you want to just be in a band, or do you want to, put on a show?
Right.
You know what I
right.
mean? You guys
Yeah.
are that step, to me, that step above.
Well, that's how I look at a show. Is when I'm playing with Cowboy Mouth or any band, for me, it's about the performance, not it. The music is a very important part, and it's the most important part. But when I go to a show, I want to be entertained.
Right.
I want somebody to jump around and be entertaining me, and I think that's just as important to me as the music. So when you have that together, it just it makes it so much better.
Has anything changed over the last 8 years, though? You've been in the band. Has it evolved in any way?
It has, and it hasn't. It's the same fun New Orleans party band that it's always been since before I was in the band. We've had a few personnel changes. I took over tour managing about 2 years ago, which has changed the whole thing for me personally, because a lot of the things I didn't know were happening behind the scenes. I used to just show up and have a bass handed to me, and I walk on the stage, and then I hand it back to the stage manager, and we're done. Well, now I watch the show. I start a month ago, advancing the show, making sure we have everything we need before we get to the show, and then watch the stage, a blank canvas, just grow, and we have a show, and then watch it all get torn down, and then go get paid.
Yeah. Now that's a good point. Now, what advice would you have for a band? They're up and coming. I mean, a lot of people would say go hire a tour manager. What would be your advice? Do it yourself as much as possible. What would be your advice?
It depends on how much money you have.
Okay. Well, as you know, most bands,
or if you're a control freak,
we have zero budget.
Right.
Basically.
If you have a budget, get a tour manager.
Yeah. Now, talk a little bit about the New Orleans thing, because a lot of people, it's hard to explain that thing that Cowboy Mouth has that separates you guys from just being another rock band playing and touring and putting out records. Cowboy Mouth always has this special thing. What would you describe? What's the secret of the sauce?
Cowboy Mouth is an experience. It's not just a rock show or a band with a hit or an album. It's these four musicians on a stage becoming one with the audience. Fred doesn't allow people to sit down at a show. You're not allowed to stand in the back.
He barely sits, and he's the drummer.
Right, exactly. But even if if the house isn't packed, the people that are in the room it's mandatory that they come to the stage and participate with us. They have to be with us. I think everybody leaves, including the band, having this. It's like it's our rock and roll church. We just went to church.
It's like a revival.
Right.
Yeah, you're a part of it. I've never heard anybody leave a Cowboy Mouth show going, "Well, that wasn't worth the money." I've never heard that.
Right.
They always leave going, "Whoa, what did I just see here?
What just happened?
Just happened.
Let me go home and think about this."
When we played in Pensacola Beach, I don't know if you remember, and Fred wasn't getting the response back from the crowd, and he took those chairs off the deck and he threw them off the deck. Remember, all those girls were sitting, and he pulled their chairs out from under them.
He's done that quite a few times.
But what other singer, is going to do that? Just not because he has an ego or because look at me. It's about be a part of this thing we're trying to do.
You nailed it right there. It's not our egos. It's like you come to a Cowboy Mouth show. Come with us. Let's do this together.
Yeah.
Sometimes we're looking out like, oh, this guy's gonna punch him. This guy's gonna hit him hard. We're worried about it. You know. And then by the end of the show, those people are like. They're the ones at the front having a good time.
They're his best friends. He wins them over every time.
And then we go to the merch table and hang out with them after the show, and it's awesome.
But you can't teach that, though. There's no rock and roll school that you can go to and say, here's how you be a frontman, and here's how the proper way of being a bass player, and this is how you play to an audience, or not talk down to an audience, or make them feel alienated. You guys have never been that band. You've always been more about the audience. You know what I mean? So I would almost think that you wouldn't even play as well if there was no audience. I think it's that audience is that fifth member.
Yeah, I don't think it would be good at all. You have to be at the show.
Yeah.
Watching what we do on a cell phone isn't the experience. You have to come and be at the front of the stage and enjoy our show. Yeah. And this band's been around for 30 years. I've only been in the band for 8. I've seen the band a million times before I was in the band. But actually being on the stage in this band with Fred and Griff, and now we have Frankie who just fits in like a glove. Yeah. The four of us, it's different than any other band you'll ever play in. It's just
it's not about playing ability.
Right? No, it's not.
It's not. It
takes a certain kind of person to be able to understand what's going on in here.
Yeah, and I can contest that. Jumping on stage with you four is not the easiest. It's not like sitting in some blues band on a blues jam.
Right.
You guys are a machine that doesn't need another part, and then you invite me in, and then it's like, okay, this thing's fine without me. What am I going to do? But you guys are also the kind of musicians and the kind of people where you loosen up a little bit. All right, come on, Tone, fit in.
I'm going to move over here, you fit in here, and then I'm going to run around over here. And when you sit in with us, or when anybody, you end up you get sucked in.
You do.
And Fred is conducting you, telling you what to do.
Yeah. Oh, I know. How many times is he? When I know from my standpoint, Tony, and he's
get over here.
Get over here.
Start solo now.
But that's great. That's great because he's master of ceremonies.
Right.
You know what I mean? When you go to the circus, you know what I mean? Without the master of ceremonies conducting the whole thing, the clowns take over, you know? And Oh, speaking of which.
Oh no.
See?
That's right.
He's
Master-
crashing my
He is,
interview.
he is.
I need some love, and everything
up,
he does
Fred?
is wonderful. Everything he does is chocolate cream.
Did you see your drums?
Yes, I did. They look great.
What's
Hey,
up,
man,
buddy?
how are you?
You doing all right? Good, how are you?
Great. And yourself?
Yeah.
How y'all?
The crew?
Thanks for working with us. Appreciate it.
I'm about to
Man,
knock
you doing
this
all right?
off.
Yeah, great.
All right, I'm sorry.
Great.
I'll
Yeah.
go do your thing and.
Get out of here!
Sorry, man.
You're stealing my spotlight.
Archinella, dude.
But we'll see it tonight, and I'm
Yeah.
looking forward to sitting in with you guys and
It's
stuff.
gonna be
and,
fun.
yeah, this is gonna be cool. I have to tell you, I've never played New Orleans, New Year's Eve,
Oh, well, it's gonna
Cowboy
be
Mouth.
fun.
I
Yeah.
mean, that's like, to me, that's like the
I'm not sure if
trifecta.
that's what Matt's gonna play through.
Want more backstage stories? Become a member of our Patreon page. You'll get access to bonus footage, full performances, swag, and special live events where you can interact with guests. This is your Backstage Pass.
Tony!
What's up?
How are you,
buddy?
man?
Good.
Got you something to drink?
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Because I'm economically minded.
It was a long drive.
Yeah.
I appreciate
Good drive,
that.
though? You all right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it. It's going to be fun tonight.
We'll have a great time. We
Yeah.
will have a wonderful time. 2 nights with Cowboy Mouth. God help you.
No, I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be awesome.
You say that now. But by the end of it, you will be saying, please, please help me. Help me to escape this band of musical vagabonds.
As musicians, most of the time you have something kind of in common that you can talk to another
Yeah,
musician
yeah,
about.
exactly.
But very rarely do you get what's another musician where it's like the little things you hit. Like you get, you know what I mean? And you and I kind of had that, I think. We come from a lot of the same place.
A lot of the same
I think
places.
our
We've been
music-
around each other peripherally for years, and it was kind of like,
Yeah.
all of a sudden we just, got to meet each other. It was like, oh, great. And we
But
hit
I
it
think,
off.
but I think how we play music comes from a similar spot,
Oh, yeah,
a
yeah,
similar
yeah.
place for us.
that fire inside inside the heart, definitely.
Yeah.
That's what I recognized in you right away. It was kind of like, okay, I can make noise with this guy.
And we did.
We did. We
And,
made a lot of
we
noise.
did a little
We're making
EP.
noise now.
Yeah, we did a little EP, and you invite me to. You keep
That's great.
inviting me
That's
to
good.
come back.
Well, I keep hoping you'll stay, but you go off and keep doing other stuff like this damn TV show.
I know. Now I got a show.
Yeah, I know, and I
But
got-
we should do more in the future. We should not let too much time go
We'll
by.
do more
Yeah,
in the future.
yeah.
That'll be
and
fun.
do more
Be
music.
great.
'Cause
You're gonna have a great time tonight.
well, I told you that's a bucket list for me.
Well, okay.
I've never played rock and roll, and then to play rock and roll for my first time with you guys. I'm looking forward to it.
I'm looking forward to pooping in your bucket list.
Well, cool. Well, thanks, buddy.
All the best.
I'll let you get the sound check, and we're gonna rock it tonight. Jackson,
God help
Mississippi.
everyone.
Show these Mississippians how we do it.
Yeah. I like that idea.
So, Frankie, thanks, buddy. Thanks for showing up today, and we'll try and have this real quick between drum beats. We're taking it from Fred, but
There it is.
like we said, see, we're picking it right up. So again, backstage, we're getting ready to go out and play, and doing sound check and stuff. How long have you been with Cowboy Mouth?
So I've been playing with them for about 5 years now. I started as the hired gun for my buddy Matt, who used to be full-time with the band. I had never met anybody in the band. I just flew to Minneapolis and they picked me up from the airport. And the first time I met them was all on stage. So, and from there, like I had filled in for Matt and I had filled in for Griff as well. So I had done like kind of both chairs, and Matt wasn't able to continue, and they offered me the job full time.
Nice.
Which is really
That's
cool.
awesome. That's great. Well, you're a hell of a guitar player.
Oh, thank you so much, Fred.
So I'm looking forward to playing with you now. We've actually never played together either.
It's
So-
gonna be a blast.
So it's fun sitting in, as you know.
Yeah,
You've
yeah.
done it like I have, sat in with the band and just have fun with it. And they're a fun band to play with, you know?
It's such an easy gig as far as like there's no pressure, and Fred's whole vibe is just everybody have a good time.
And you follow him.
It's one of the best gigs I've ever done because it's so relaxed as far as like, just learn the songs, but things happen live that we might go somewhere for a little bit and take a bypass and come back to the song, and it makes it so interesting, and just that synergy we have between the audience and ourselves, like playing with Brian, Griff, and Fred on stage, like there's so many inside jokes that people don't get. Like there will be times where Griff and I will stand back and throw guitar picks at each other, or I might like put something on Brian's head without him knowing, So it's just all these different fun aspects, and it's, and there's a lot of room for musical exploration as well.
Well, yeah, Fred's always been good about giving everybody the spotlight, and
Yeah, and it just makes it's you're part of something.
Yeah.
And it's not just the band, it's not just the audience, it's everybody as one, and it's the coolest thing about it.
So speaking of which, guitar players,
Yeah.
I have a new guitar I'm breaking in tonight. I wanted to show you. I had this custom done by a friend of mine. I gotta show you this. I was telling you, I wanted a telly. I never had that telly that I felt like quite comfortable with.
Right.
So I had this crazy idea, and I had my friend make this guitar
Oh my God, that's
for
awesome.
me. And it's a crazy, see, I was saying how it matches the couch. It's a
yeah.
butterscotch. I never would have chosen this color, but my buddy who did the guitar said to me,
It's
he
really
goes,
comfortable.
I do a really good butterscotch. I'm like, all right. So I wanted it modern, but I wanted it classic. I wanted it vintage. He distressed it for me, and
Yeah. Man, that is
How cool.
so awesome.
yeah. So,
Very cool.
Yeah, so he did this guitar for me, alder body. I got my humbucker in there and the Bigsby, and
It's really balanced with that Bigsby on there too, which is
isn't it a done?
yeah.
And it's got the nice comfort cuts. But the big thing I like about it, I always wanted a telly. I played one that had a three-way down here, and I always said, when I told my buddy, I'm like, I have this weird request because I never liked the three-way there. I said, could you put a toggle? He's like, I don't know, I've never done it before, but he routed it down.
That's so cool. I always turn the plate backwards and then reset it, volume, tone, and I put a Les Paul three-way.
Oh,
Because
okay.
I'm a strap player mainly.
You can't hit it
and
the other way.
I like to grab that blade,
Like
so
a
like
strap.
having that three-way like that, that's
Well,
beautiful guitar,
like I was
man.
telling you, I worked at Washburn, so the N4 had that little toggle. So
Yeah.
I did the little Nuno, my little Nuno thing right there.
it's so convenient because it's right in your,
See?
it's right in the picking.
Yeah. So I'm going to be
beautiful.
breaking that
Yeah.
in tonight.
I can't wait to hear it, man.
Yeah, red hand.
Red hand guitars.
Yeah.
Red hand. That's so cool.
Yeah.
What do you got in here?
That's
Is that like a chopper T or something?
Yes. This is the Richie
Richie Kotzen
Richie
setup.
Kotzen
Yeah.
set. Thanks a lot. Sound check's getting ready, so I'll let you go. And we'll wrap out. Thanks, everybody. Take care.
I'm the junk man. Turn your old into gold. Give me your stuff, man. And I'll take it to the road.
Griff, thank you for doing this. I
dude,
really
it's my
appreciate
pleasure.
it, man. One of the things I wanted to ask you about, let's go back to the beginnings of Cowboy Mouth. But before I get there, I have to tell you, the Red Rockers.
Okay.
I remember that band, and I swear to God, I never put two and two together. Because I always know you from Cowboy Mouth,
Right.
And you've said Red Rockers, and Fred has said Red Rock, what I mean? But, and then the other day, this video popped up. My wife and I were watching, and it was your video, China, from when you were in the Red Rockers, and and she's like, Griff's the guitar player, and I'm like, well, no, he's singing, that's him. I mean, and what a great song. I don't know if people remember, that's a great
it's
song.
a long
I mean,
time
you
ago,
had a chart-topping hit,
Right.
way even before Cowboy Mouth.
Right. When China was recorded and filmed in the French Quarter, I was 23.
And it's a great video. I love with your little Molly Ringwald. You do. We all dance like that, though.
That's how we danced in the 80s, That's,
I love it. No, it was great, though. The reason I bring that up is a good song is timeless. You know what I mean? And as musicians, I think that's what we kind of aspire. I mean, we love being in bands, we love jamming out, but it really comes down, to me, you're a songwriter. You know what I mean?
Yes.
That, at heart, you're a great vocalist, you're a great guitar player, but you're a songwriter.
Fred LeBlanc and I and Paul Sanchez had known each other probably 45 years ago. We met. They were in a band called the Backbeats.
Okay.
And they opened for the Red Rockers. And then when Fred had lost his deal with EMI, he was basically, his manager said, "You got to form a band." And then he called me up one day and he says, "Hey, what are you doing?" And I said, "Well, I'm about to move to Austin. I'm tired of New Orleans. I don't have any aspects here. I don't have any, So anyway,
the Red Rockers were done at that point?
Yes, we were done at this point.
Okay.
When Fred called me, he says, "We need another guitar player." And I said, "Well, I'm not really a proficient lead guitar player like I'd like to be, but give me time, maybe I'll get there." He says, "It doesn't matter, just come play."
Yeah.
So, because Fred's stuff is his songwriting is pretty simple, I guess is the best way to say it. It's hookable, and I like that about Fred's songwriting. I think he's understated, and I honestly think that he's not gotten the credit that he's due as a songwriter.
Yeah, a lyricist too. He has some of the best lines.
Exactly. Yeah, his songwriting, his lyrics are just so right on the spot.
Yeah, those aren't gunshots, by the way.
Yeah, right. There's gunshots. Yeah, don't worry, we're not hurt.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's what drove me to Fred. We were friends because he was into that band I told you about. He joined Dash Rip Rock after that.
Yeah.
Well, we would sit out front of a bar just down the street from here called Carrollton Station. It was called the Willow Inn back then. And we would sit out in my little 64 Valiant. I had just put a little tape player in it, and we would exchange tapes, and we would literally critique each other's tapes. Now, I didn't play drums. I don't play drums. I don't attempt to play drums.
Yeah,
That's way beyond me. That's him.
Yeah.
But he was playing drums on his demo tapes, and I was fascinated at the fact that he could do that and mimic the song, the words, and know where the turns were and the changes and whatever the recourses and stuff. He could do that in his mind. I'm using a drum machine. It sounds terrible compared to his stuff. So that's how we really became close at that point. I really admired his songwriting.
But now the two of you together is kind of this Lennon-McCartney kind of synergy you guys have in Cowboy Mouth.
We've done a lot of stuff. The funny thing is, Tony, is that we've written stuff inadvertently together that's great. And like Hole in My Heart, which was on, I think, Voodoo Shop or Misty Falls, where I've done most of the music track for it. I just give it to him. He runs with the lyrics and does a great job. Why we don't do that more often is probably my fault.
But you guys do write a lot of time. You have what, 15 albums?
Yeah.
I mean, so you guys have written a few things together.
We've written a lot of stuff.
And what I like about what you guys do, you guys decided obviously early on to be a great live band, to put on a show. Not to just go up there and play songs for yourselves.
Right.
You figured out, we had to entertain people here. We have to be, so you're very much as animated as Fred is, you're his equal right next to him. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And I think there's that energy.
There is.
You guys
we come
have.
from a background of punk rock, I would say mostly, but I mean, Fred and I both love country, we love classical, we love all kinds of music, all genres. So we're not particular to one, but we love New Orleans music. Of course, we're influenced because we grew up here. Yeah. The fact that Fred is just a great drummer and singer, that's incredible. I've never seen anybody do that, what he does, and drum, the skill set he has when he does that. But we harmonize great together.
That's cool. That's cool. Because, in some of the songs that I like, of course, everybody, Jenny. But to me, there's so much more to Cowboy Mouth. Like, if they only know that song, I would always say, you haven't heard Cowboy Mouth.
Right.
In my opinion. You know
I
what
agree
mean?
with you. I
You know what I
agree.
mean? Because there's so many. Take Me Back to New Orleans.
Yes.
I mean, the lyrics in that song alone, that's Cowboy Mouth. You
Yes.
know what I mean?
It's tongue in cheek.
It's tongue in cheek.
It-
Yes.
it,
It's your
um,
humor. That's a. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. You guys bring a
I
sense
think
of humor.
we get that a lot from like classic rock bands like ZZ Top, Cheap Trick. We've toured with them a lot. You know, we've been able to play with those guys. We don't take it so seriously, I guess. His lyrics can reflect that fun, like, you know, I love their belly, you know, stuff like that. It's kind of, it's oddball, but it's still at the same time, it's
a great song.
It's a great song.
I mean, I love your belly. I have seen you guys how many times live. There's not a person
I don't
that
think-
comes to that would not, that at the end of that song is like, I love my belly. I mean, it's infectious.
Yeah, and I gotta admit, I don't think there's another person on this earth that could write that song but Fred.
Yeah. So, after being in a band for how many years with Fred now?
It's been 31.
31
It'll be 31
years.
this year.
So you guys, again, you're about that live show. You've been, you know, you guys have been sweating it out in arenas and in clubs, and you've played in front of hundreds of thousands of people. Does it get easier? Is it still fun? Do you ever just get up going, oh, I gotta go be rock star today?
Dude, I won't lie to you. There's times when I'm as tired as, and it turns into a robot. And then there's the
road
time.
is hard.
Huh?
The road is hard.
Yeah.
You know?
Fred and I, from the beginning, both, I wouldn't say took an oath, but something to the effect that we've spoken about it, to where like we don't want to ever be one of those bands that just stares at their shoes.
Right.
You know, just looks down the whole time they're playing.
Right.
And so, and plus we'd seen bands like The Clash. I toured with The Clash. We just loved bands that were higher energy.
Yeah.
You know, that's what we love. That got us off. The Who. You know, to see The Who, you know, that's, you know, amazing. You know, I get goosebumps thinking about it, you know. You know, Fred says this a lot, and I agree with it, and I totally believe it, is that you got to play your gig as if it's the last night you play a gig ever on the face of the earth.
Well, I'll let you get to it because we're getting
Dude,
about
thank you.
showtime.
And you will be on
I
stage with us,
appreciate-
brother?
Thank you. I
Please
appreciate
come
it.
up and play.
I appreciate it.
Please come up and play.
Thank you.
Tony's a great guitar player.
Rock and roll in New Orleans, Louisiana is open. Everybody scream! Throw your hands in the air, your hands in the air. Jump up and down and scream! Yeah! I got no reason for the things I fear, the things that make me wanna see and hear. A dime's a nickel and a nickel's none. I'll throw myself into the Sunday sun. The summer started when you've been insane. You said you're going, but I said I can't. I'm throwing oranges in an apple cart. The time's kind of tearing me apart. Jenny said, turn off the radio. Jenny says, turn off the lights. Jenny says, turn off the video. Throw your hands in the air and sing it loud. Let it go, let it go, let it go. Let it go, let it go, let it go. When the world is coming down, let it go. Ladies and gentlemen, did you guys have fun tonight? Did you guys have fun tonight? Are you glad to be alive tonight? Then with everything you got, with everything you got, with everything you got, with everything you got, when I say now, John's gonna play a solo. When I say now, we're all gonna rock. When I say now, everybody loses their mind and finds their heart and soul by screaming, jumping, and going completely insane right about now! know your thoughts upon a playing table. My name is King and I am now. I got no reason for the things I feel, the things that make me when I see it here. A dime is a nickel is none. I wanna throw my ass to the Sunday sun. Everybody get a little bit closer. Everybody get a little bit closer. Everybody get a little bit closer. Everybody get a little bit, bring it down guys. Everybody get a little bit closer. 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 Everybody stretch out your arms. Stretch them out. Take a big deep breath. Take a big deep breath. And at the count of 4, another solo. At the count of 4, more noise, more joy, more insanity than we have seen or heard all night. You ready? 1, 2, 3, 4! You take your worries on the dining table. My name is Ken and I am now. I got no reason for the things I fear, the things that make me when I see it here. A dime is a nickel is none. I'm gonna throw my ass to the Sunday sun. Jenny says, throw your hands in the air, jump up and down and go insane now. Let it go, let it go, let it go, let it go, let it go. When the world is coming down, let it go. Let it go, let it go, let it go, let it go. When the world is coming down, I'm gonna let it go. I'm gonna let it go. I'm gonna let it go. Scream! Happy New Year! Thank you all so much. We're gonna be selling merchandise behind the bar. Come say hello. God bless the great city of New Orleans. See you at Mardi Gras. Isn't it great to be alive? See ya!
I had so much fun sitting in with Cowboy Mouth, especially playing with them here in their hometown of New Orleans. What a great band, what a great venue, what great crowds. That reminds me here in New Orleans, you have to support your local music. Keep going out, keep supporting, let's keep this music alive. And this is your Backstage Pass.
Want more backstage stories? Become a member of our Patreon page. You'll get access to bonus footage, full performances, swag, and special live events where you can interact with guests. This is your Backstage Pass.